The Power of Subconscious Mind, full audiobook. Introduction. Beneath the surface of your awareness, beneath the chatter of daily thoughts and conscious decisions, there exists a vast intelligence. It operates in silence, never sleeping, never resting. It controls the beating of your heart, the healing of your wounds, the processing of your food. It stores every memory, every experience, every word ever spoken to you. This is your subconscious mind, the hidden architect of your reality. Most people live their entire lives never knowing this power exists within them. They believe themselves to be only what they can see in the mirror, only what their conscious thoughts tell them. Yet the conscious mind, for all its seeming importance, is merely the tip of the iceberg. Below the waterline stretches an immense depth, a realm of infinite potential and creative power that shapes every aspect of your existence. The subconscious mind does not argue. It does not judge what you tell it. It simply accepts and manifests. When you plant a seed in soil, the earth does not question whether the seed is worthy. It simply grows what is planted. Your subconscious operates by the same principle. Whatever thoughts, beliefs, and images you consistently impress upon it become the blueprint for your life experience. This is why two people can be born into similar circumstances yet end up in completely different realities. One rises to abundance while another remains trapped in lack. One radiates health while another battles constant illness. One attracts love effortlessly while another knows only rejection. The difference is not luck, not fate, not the favor of external forces. The difference lies in the programming of the subconscious mind. For centuries, mystics and sages guarded this knowledge carefully. They understood that the subconscious mind was the gateway to what many called miracles. They knew that mastery over this inner realm meant mastery over life itself. In temples and mystery schools, initiates were taught to communicate with this hidden intelligence, to reprogram its patterns, to harness its unlimited creative power. Today, modern science confirms what the ancients always knew. Neuroscience reveals that the subconscious processes millions of pieces of information per second, while the conscious mind handles only about 40. Psychology demonstrates that our deepest beliefs, formed often before we can remember, dictate our choices, relationships, and outcomes. Quantum physics suggests that consciousness itself shapes the material world, and the subconscious is the deepest layer of that consciousness. Yet, despite all this knowledge, most remain prisoners of unconscious programming. They carry beliefs planted by others, fears inherited from childhood, limitations accepted without question. They wonder why life feels like a struggle, why the same problems repeat, why success remains elusive despite their best efforts. The answer lies hidden in the depths they have never learned to access. Tonight, as you listen to these words, something profound is already beginning. The very act of bringing awareness to your subconscious starts to shift its patterns. Like shining light into a dark room, understanding illuminates what was once hidden, and what is seen can be changed. You are about to discover how to speak the language of your subconscious, how to plant new seeds in its fertile soil, how to erase old programming and install beliefs that serve your highest vision. This is not magic, though it may seem so. This is simply the natural law of mind, operating with precision and power once you understand its mechanisms. The journey begins with a simple recognition. You are not your conscious thoughts alone. You are a vast being, an iceberg with depths that reach into infinity, and those depths hold the key to everything you have ever desired. Chapter 1: The Two Minds, Conscious and Subconscious. To understand the power within you, you must first recognize that you possess not one mind, but two. They function together, yet operate by entirely different principles. The conscious mind is the thinking mind, the decision maker, the part of you that analyzes, judges, and reasons. It is the voice that narrates your day, the observer watching life unfold. Yet powerful as it seems, the conscious mind is severely limited. Scientists estimate that your conscious mind can hold only about 7 pieces of information at once. It tires easily, requiring rest and sleep. It can focus on just one task at a time, despite the modern illusion of multitasking. The conscious mind is like a gardener who walks the surface, planting seeds, pulling weeds, making decisions about what should grow. Important work, yes, but hardly the totality of what makes a garden thrive. Beneath this surface gardener works the true power, the subconscious mind. It is limitless in its capacity. While you consciously think about what to say in a conversation, your subconscious simultaneously regulates your heartbeat, your breathing, your digestion, your immune response, and processes thousands of sensory inputs. It never sleeps, never rests, never stops working on your behalf. The subconscious is the soil itself, the living earth that takes whatever seed is planted and brings it to full bloom. It does not discriminate between good seeds and bad. It grows both with equal efficiency. A thought of fear is accepted as readily as a thought of love. An image of failure manifests as powerfully as an image of success. The subconscious makes no moral judgments. It simply executes the program it receives. This relationship between conscious and subconscious defines your entire life experience. The conscious mind is the programmer. The subconscious is the program runner. Whatever your conscious mind accepts as true, your subconscious works tirelessly to make real. This is why belief is so powerful. Belief is simply a thought that the conscious mind has accepted and impressed upon the subconscious. Once impressed deeply enough, the subconscious goes to work arranging circumstances, attracting opportunities, and guiding behaviors to match that belief. Consider a child told repeatedly that they are not smart enough. The conscious mind of the child, still forming, accepts this as truth. That acceptance impresses upon the subconscious. From that moment forward, the subconscious works to prove that belief correct. It filters information to notice evidence of stupidity while ignoring evidence of intelligence. It creates anxiety during tests, sabotages study habits, and attracts situations that confirm the original belief. Years later, the adult wonders why they struggle academically, never realizing they are living out programming installed decades ago. The same mechanism works in reverse. A child told they are capable, loved, and destined for greatness develops a subconscious foundation of confidence. Even when facing challenges, their deeper mind searches for solutions rather than confirmations of failure. They notice opportunities others miss because their internal filter is set to possibility rather than limitation. The conscious mind can lie to itself, but it cannot lie to the subconscious. You may consciously say affirmations of wealth while subconsciously believing yourself unworthy of abundance. The subconscious feels the truth beneath the words. It responds not to what you say, but to what you truly believe, to what you feel in the depths of your being. Understanding this distinction is the first step toward mastery. The conscious mind must become the disciplined gatekeeper, carefully selecting what is allowed to enter the subconscious. Every thought repeated, every image held, every emotion felt deeply creates an impression. Weak impressions fade quickly, but strong impressions, especially those charged with emotion, carve themselves into the subconscious like a river carving through stone. The relationship between these two minds is not adversarial but cooperative. They are designed to work together. The conscious mind was meant to set the direction, to choose the destination. The subconscious was designed to handle the journey, to navigate the complex path toward that destination using its vast computational power and access to levels of awareness beyond conscious reach. When aligned, these two minds create miracles. The conscious mind sets a clear intention. The subconscious accepts it fully. Then, through mechanisms not entirely understood, opportunities appear, people emerge, circumstances align. What seemed impossible becomes inevitable. This is not supernatural. It is simply the natural operation of a unified consciousness, functioning as designed. Yet for most people, these two minds live in conflict. The conscious mind wants success, while the subconscious holds beliefs of unworthiness. The conscious mind desires love, while the subconscious carries trauma that repels intimacy. The conscious mind seeks health, while the subconscious has been programmed with patterns of illness. This internal war creates the struggle that defines most human experience. The path forward requires understanding that you cannot change the subconscious through force. You cannot simply tell it to believe differently. The subconscious responds to repetition, emotion, and impression. It learns through feeling, through vivid imagery, through the language of symbol and sensation. To reprogram it, you must speak its native tongue. Imagine two kingdoms separated by a wall. The kingdom above, the conscious realm, makes declarations and issues orders. But the kingdom below, the subconscious realm, cannot hear words alone. It needs messages delivered in feelings, in pictures, in repeated rhythms that bypass the wall between them. When communication finally flows between these kingdoms, the entire empire transforms. You possess both kingdoms. The question is whether you will let them function in chaos or unite them in purpose. Every master of life, every person who seems to bend reality to their will has learned this secret. They have discovered how to harmonize their conscious intentions with their subconscious programming. And once that harmony is achieved, life ceases to be a battle and becomes a dance. The conscious mind is your steering wheel. The subconscious is your engine. An engine without direction spins uselessly. A steering wheel without an engine goes nowhere. But together, with the conscious mind setting clear direction and the subconscious providing the power, you become unstoppable. Chapter 2. The Language of the Subconscious. If you wish to communicate with your subconscious mind, you must first learn its language. This deeper intelligence does not speak in words the way your conscious mind does. It communicates in feelings, in images, in symbols, and in the currency of emotion. To master your inner world, you must become fluent in this primal tongue. Words alone hold little power over the subconscious unless they are charged with feeling. You can repeat, "I am confident," 1,000 times with your lips while your body trembles with fear. The subconscious ignores the words and responds to the fear. It reads the emotional signature beneath the statement. This is why affirmations often fail. People speak them mechanically, without genuine feeling, and wonder why nothing changes. The subconscious thinks in pictures. When you say dog, your conscious mind recognizes letters and sound. Your subconscious instantly produces an image, perhaps a memory of a specific dog, a feeling associated with dogs, a sensory experience. This is its natural mode of processing. Every word you speak creates an internal movie. The more vivid that movie, the deeper the impression. Consider the difference between thinking, "I want to be wealthy," versus vividly imagining yourself in a beautiful home, feeling the texture of fine fabric, seeing abundance reflected in every detail, experiencing the emotions of gratitude and security. The first is a weak signal. The second speaks directly to the subconscious in its native language. The image, charged with feeling, creates a powerful imprint. This is why visualization is such a potent tool. When you create detailed mental imagery of your desired outcome and engage your senses, you are not merely daydreaming, you are programming. The subconscious cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Neuroscientists have proven this through brain scans. The same neural pathways fire, whether you physically perform an action or intensely visualize performing it. Athletes have used this principle for decades. A basketball player who mentally rehearses free throws, seeing the ball leave their hands, feeling the perfect arc, hearing the swish of the net, actually improves their physical performance. The subconscious accepts the mental practice as real practice, building the neural patterns required for success. When the moment comes to perform, the body already knows what to do because the mind has rehearsed it countless times. Emotion is the amplifier of all subconscious programming. A thought without emotion makes a shallow impression. A thought charged with powerful emotion cuts deeply. This is why traumatic experiences often create lasting programming. The fear, the shock, the pain accompanying the event sear the memory into the subconscious. From that point forward, the subconscious works to protect you from similar situations, creating patterns of avoidance, anxiety, or reaction. The same principle works for positive programming. When you combine a desired belief with genuine emotion, joy, gratitude, excitement, you accelerate its acceptance. The subconscious pays attention to what you feel strongly about. It interprets strong emotion as a signal. This is important. Remember this. Act on this. Repetition is another key element of the subconscious language. Just as water wears away stone through persistent flow, repeated thoughts and images gradually reshape subconscious beliefs. A single positive thought makes little difference. But that same thought, repeated daily with feeling and focus, eventually overwrites old programming. This is why spiritual traditions emphasize daily practice, mantras, and rituals. They understand that consistency speaks louder than intensity alone. The subconscious also responds powerfully to symbols. A cross, a mandala, a sacred geometry shape. These are not merely decorations. They carry concentrated meaning that bypasses the analytical mind and speaks directly to deeper levels of consciousness. Throughout history, mystery schools used symbolic language precisely because it could communicate truths that words could not capture. Your dreams demonstrate the subconscious use of symbolism. When processing experiences and emotions, the subconscious does not present them as logical narratives. Instead, it weaves symbols, metaphors, and surreal imagery that contain layered meanings. To understand your dreams is to glimpse how your subconscious truly thinks. Music and rhythm also speak powerfully to the subconscious. Certain frequencies, certain beats, certain melodies can shift your state instantly. This is why shamanic cultures use drums and chanting to induce altered states. Why religious ceremonies incorporate hymns and sacred sound. The rhythm entrains the brain, quieting the conscious mind and opening the gateway to the subconscious. Even your body posture communicates with your subconscious. Stand with shoulders slumped and head down, and your subconscious receives a message of defeat. Stand tall with chest open and chin up, and you signal confidence and power. Your internal state begins to match your physical form. This is not merely feeling better through posture. It is actively programming your subconscious through the language of the body. The subconscious is always listening, always receiving signals. The question is whether you are sending intentional messages or unconscious ones. Most people broadcast mental static, a chaotic mix of worry, random thoughts, conflicting desires, and inherited beliefs. The subconscious tries to make sense of this noise and creates a reality that reflects the confusion. To take control requires becoming deliberate. You must craft clear images of what you desire. You must generate genuine emotions that match those desires. You must repeat your chosen thoughts until they become automatic. You must speak to your subconscious in feelings, in pictures, in symbols it understands. Imagine you are learning to communicate with an ancient being that does not understand modern language. You cannot explain through complex arguments or logical reasoning. Instead, you must use gesture, emotion, demonstration, and repetition. You show rather than tell. You feel rather than explain. You persist until understanding occurs. This is your relationship with your subconscious. It is ancient, primal, powerful beyond measure, but it requires you to meet it on its terms. Learn its language, speak with intention, and you gain access to a creative force that can reshape your entire existence. Ignore this language, and you remain a stranger to the greatest power within you. The key lies not in suppressing the conscious mind, but in using it wisely to communicate with the subconscious. The conscious mind is the translator, the one who understands both realms. It must take your desires and translate them into the vivid, emotional, repetitive imagery that the subconscious comprehends. When this translation is done skillfully, transformation becomes inevitable. Chapter 3: The Recording Machine: How Beliefs Are Formed. Your subconscious mind is the most sophisticated recording device ever created. From the moment of your birth, possibly even before, it has been recording everything. Every word spoken in your presence, every emotion you witnessed, every experience you encountered has been stored in its vast library. Nothing is ever truly forgotten. The conscious mind may lose access to memories, but the subconscious retains them all, playing them back in subtle ways throughout your life. This recording process is most powerful during your early years. Before the age of 7, your brain operates primarily in theta wave states, the same frequencies present during hypnosis and deep meditation. In this state, you are extraordinarily suggestible. Your conscious, critical mind has not yet fully developed. Information flows directly into the subconscious with minimal filtering. During these formative years, you absorbed beliefs about yourself, about others, about the world, about money, about relationships, about what is possible. You did not choose these beliefs. You simply recorded what you observed and experienced. If your parents struggled financially and argued about money, you likely recorded beliefs about scarcity and conflict around wealth. If you were praised for achievement but ignored otherwise, you may have recorded the belief that love is conditional on performance. These early recordings become the foundation of your belief system. They are installed like software in a computer, running automatically in the background, influencing every decision, every reaction, every perception. Most people live their entire lives operating from programming they received before they were old enough to question it. The recording does not stop at childhood. Throughout life, your subconscious continues to record, especially during moments of high emotion. A traumatic event, a moment of triumph, a profound loss. These experiences create strong impressions precisely because they carry intense feeling. The subconscious marks them as significant, incorporating them into your belief structure. Repetition also strengthens recordings. If you hear something once, it makes a light impression. But if you hear the same message repeatedly, especially from authority figures or people you trust, it gradually becomes accepted as truth. This is how cultural beliefs are installed. Society repeats certain narratives so consistently that they become invisible assumptions woven into the fabric of your subconscious. The danger of the subconscious as a recording machine lies in its impartiality. It does not evaluate the accuracy or usefulness of what it records. It simply stores everything and then uses those recordings as reference points for navigating life. If you recorded a belief that you are not good enough, your subconscious will use that belief to interpret future situations, even when evidence contradicts it. This creates what psychologists call confirmation bias. Your subconscious filters reality to match your existing beliefs. If you believe people cannot be trusted, you notice every betrayal while overlooking acts of loyalty. If you believe you are unlucky, you remember every setback while forgetting every blessing. The recordings determine what you see and what you miss. Advertisements and propaganda work by exploiting the recording mechanism of the subconscious. Through repetition and emotional appeal, messages are impressed upon the deeper mind until they feel like truth. A product associated with happiness repeatedly becomes linked to happiness in your subconscious. A political narrative repeated endlessly begins to feel like fact rather than opinion. Understanding that your beliefs are recordings, not inherent truths, is liberating. It means that no matter what you currently believe about yourself or your life, those beliefs were installed. And what was installed can be uninstalled. You are not bound by the programming of your past unless you choose to keep it. The first step in changing recordings is recognizing them. Most beliefs operate unconsciously. You feel their effects without seeing them directly. When you notice patterns in your life, reactions that seem automatic, limitations that persist despite effort, you are encountering the playback of old recordings. A man may consciously desire wealth but find himself sabotaging opportunities. When he examines his subconscious, he discovers a recording from childhood. Rich people are greedy and unhappy. His subconscious protects him from becoming what it was taught to despise, creating an internal conflict that ensures financial struggle. A woman may long for a loving relationship but repeatedly attract partners who abandon her. Her subconscious holds a recording. People leave. I am not worth staying for. This belief, formed perhaps from a parent's departure, now runs like a program, attracting circumstances that prove it true. To change these patterns requires creating new recordings that overwrite the old ones. This is not about positive thinking alone. It requires the same elements that created the original beliefs: repetition, emotion, and vivid impression. You must essentially re-record over the outdated programs. Hypnosis works by inducing the same theta state that made you so programmable as a child. In this relaxed, suggestible state, new beliefs can be installed more easily. But you do not need a hypnotist to access this state. The moments just before sleep and just after waking are natural windows when your brain waves shift toward theta. These are golden opportunities for reprogramming. Meditation also creates brain states conducive to re-recording. As you quiet the conscious mind, you gain more direct access to the subconscious. In this state, new beliefs, when repeated with feeling, make deeper impressions. This is why spiritual practices often include affirmations, visualizations, or contemplation of sacred truths. They are techniques for recording new software into the mind. The subconscious is not your enemy, though it may seem so when it plays back programs that limit you. It is simply doing its job, executing the recordings it has received. To blame the subconscious for your limitations is to blame a tape recorder for playing the tape you inserted. The power lies in recognizing that you can record new tapes at any time. Every thought you think is being recorded right now. Every image you hold in your mind is being filed away. Every emotion you experience is being logged. The question is whether you are recording by default or by design. Most record unconsciously, absorbing whatever the environment broadcasts. The awakened few record intentionally, carefully choosing what enters the library of their subconscious. Imagine approaching your subconscious as you would a sacred archive. You would not carelessly throw garbage into a temple library. You would carefully curate what is stored there, ensuring that only wisdom, truth, and empowering beliefs occupy that space. Your subconscious deserves the same respect. It is the library of your life. Tend it with intention. The recordings of your past do not have to define your future. This moment, right now, is an opportunity to begin recording something new. With awareness, with deliberate practice, with persistence, you can gradually replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. The old recordings may fade slowly, but fade they will when you stop reinforcing them and begin recording a new narrative. You are both the recorder and the tape. What will you choose to imprint upon the deepest layers of your being? The answer to that question will determine the life that unfolds before you. Chapter 4. The Power of Repetition and Impression. There is a reason that every spiritual tradition, every psychological technique, every method for transformation emphasizes practice. Repetition is the master key that unlocks the door to subconscious change. A single exposure to a new idea creates barely a ripple, but that same idea, repeated consistently over time, carves channels into the bedrock of your being. Think of water flowing over stone. For days, weeks, even months, the stone appears unchanged. The water seems too soft, too insubstantial to have any effect on solid rock. Yet, given enough time, that persistent flow shapes canyons, sculpts, formations, transforms the landscape. Your thoughts work the same way. One positive thought against years of negative conditioning seems powerless, but that thought, repeated daily with conviction, eventually reshapes your inner terrain. The subconscious learns through repetition because repetition signals importance. In the vast flood of information your brain processes each day, most is discarded as irrelevant, but information that appears repeatedly gets marked as significant. Your subconscious reasons that if something keeps showing up, it must matter. Therefore, it pays attention, creating neural pathways that make that information more accessible, more influential. This is why worrying is so destructive. When you repeatedly imagine worst-case scenarios, you are training your subconscious to expect disaster. The repetition of fearful thoughts creates strong neural patterns. Your brain becomes efficient at generating anxiety because you have practiced that mental habit thousands of times. The subconscious interprets your worry as preparation, not realizing it is creating the very outcomes you fear. The same mechanism works for empowerment. When you repeatedly affirm your worth, visualize your success, and hold thoughts of capability, you train your subconscious in a new direction. At first, these positive patterns feel artificial, contradicting established beliefs. But persistence is everything. Continue the repetition despite the inner resistance, and gradually the new patterns strengthen while the old ones weaken. Advertisers understand the power of repetition intimately. They know that a consumer who sees an advertisement once is unlikely to act. But that same consumer, exposed to the message repeatedly across different mediums, eventually accepts it as familiar, even trustworthy. The product becomes lodged in their subconscious as a solution to their needs. When the moment comes to make a purchase, that product feels like the obvious choice. You can use this same principle to advertise beneficial beliefs to yourself. Just as companies repeat their messages to penetrate public consciousness, you must repeat your chosen thoughts to penetrate your own subconscious. This is not manipulation, it is alignment. You are simply using the natural laws of mind to install programs that serve rather than sabotage you. The quality of repetition matters as much as the quantity. Mechanical repetition, words spoken without attention or feeling, has limited effect. But repetition, combined with emotion, with vivid imagery, with full presence, penetrates deeply. This is why mantras are traditionally chanted with devotion rather than merely recited. The emotional and spiritual engagement amplifies the impression. Morning and evening are the most powerful times for repetition. As mentioned earlier, your brain enters more suggestible states during the transition into and out of sleep. A practice of reviewing your desires, your affirmations, your visualizations during these windows accelerates their acceptance by the subconscious. You are catching the mind at its most receptive moments. Athletes who achieve extraordinary performance understand repetition at a profound level. A gymnast does not learn a routine by performing it once or twice. She repeats the movements thousands of times until they become automatic, programmed into her muscle memory, which is really subconscious memory expressed through the body. When competition arrives, she does not consciously think through each movement. Her subconscious executes what has been drilled through relentless repetition. Your mental patterns work identically. If you want confidence, you must repeatedly practice thoughts and images of confidence until they become your default mode. If you want abundance, you must repeatedly focus on abundance until your subconscious accepts it as your natural state. Repetition moves beliefs from the conscious realm, where they require effort, into the subconscious realm, where they become automatic. The challenge many face is impatience. They try a new thought pattern for a few days or weeks, see minimal change, and abandon it as ineffective. They do not realize that significant subconscious restructuring takes time. The old beliefs were not formed in days. They were built through years of repetition. While you do not need years to install new beliefs, you do need consistency over weeks and months. Think of repetition as compound interest for the mind. Each day you practice your new thought patterns, you make a deposit. The returns may seem insignificant at first, but they accumulate. Over time, the growth becomes exponential. Suddenly, you notice that what once felt like a struggle maintaining positive thoughts now feels natural. The subconscious has accepted the new programming. There is also power in the repetition of identity statements. Rather than focusing solely on outcomes, repeat who you are becoming. I am confident. I am abundant. I am healthy. I am loved. These present tense declarations, repeated with feeling, tell your subconscious who you are now, not who you hope to become someday. The subconscious responds to present reality. When you repeatedly claim a new identity, you begin to embody it. Resistance will arise during this process. Old beliefs do not surrender easily. They are comfortable, familiar patterns that your mind has relied upon for years. When you introduce contrary information through repetition, the old patterns may intensify temporarily, trying to reassert dominance. This is normal. It is the subconscious testing whether you are serious about the change. Persistence through resistance is where transformation occurs. If you abandon your new thoughts, the moment inner opposition arises, nothing changes. But if you continue your repetition despite the discomfort, despite the doubts, despite the voice that says it is not working, you eventually break through. The old patterns lose their grip, and the new ones take root. Repetition creates grooves in consciousness. The more you travel a mental path, the deeper the groove becomes, the easier it is to follow that path automatically. This is why habits, both positive and destructive, are so powerful. They are deeply grooved patterns maintained by repetition. To change a habit requires creating a new groove and traveling it repeatedly until it becomes deeper than the old one. The great teachers throughout history taught the same lesson in different words. Whether they called it practice, discipline, devotion, or training, they understood that transformation is not an event but a process. And that process requires the consistent repetition of new thoughts, new actions, new ways of being, until they become the subconscious default. You cannot think your way into a new life through occasional positive thoughts. But you can reprogram your entire reality through dedicated, consistent repetition of empowering beliefs. This is the path of mastery. Not dramatic breakthroughs alone, but the patient, persistent practice of impressing new truths upon the receptive depths of your subconscious mind. Begin today. Choose one belief you wish to install. Craft it as a clear, present tense statement. Repeat it morning and evening with feeling. See yourself living from that belief. Feel the emotions associated with it. Do this daily without fail. In time, you will notice shifts, subtle at first, then undeniable. Your subconscious will have accepted the new program, and your life will reflect that acceptance. Repetition is not a burden, but a gift. It is the bridge between where you are and where you wish to be. Cross that bridge with patience and intention, and you will discover the power to reshape yourself from the inside out. Chapter 5. The Subconscious and the Body. Your body is not separate from your mind. It is an expression of your mind, particularly your subconscious. Every cell, every organ, every system responds to the signals sent from the deeper layers of your consciousness. The subconscious controls all autonomous functions: heartbeat, digestion, immune response, cellular repair, and it does so with an intelligence far surpassing conscious understanding. Modern medicine is beginning to acknowledge what ancient healing traditions always knew. The mind and body are one unified system. Your thoughts, especially those impressed deeply into the subconscious, directly influence your physical health. Chronic stress, maintained by subconscious patterns of fear and anxiety, suppresses immune function, increases inflammation, and creates disease. Conversely, beliefs of health, peace, and vitality support optimal physical function. The placebo effect demonstrates the subconscious power over the body dramatically. A patient given a sugar pill but told it is powerful medicine often experiences genuine healing. The subconscious, believing the medicine to be real, activates the body's healing mechanisms. The physical improvement is not imaginary. Measurable changes occur. Tumors shrink, pain disappears, symptoms resolve, all because the subconscious believed healing was happening. This reveals a profound truth. Your body has an extraordinary capacity to heal itself when the subconscious is aligned with health. The subconscious directs energy, blood flow, immune cells, and chemical processes according to its programming. If it believes you are healthy, it maintains health. If it believes you are sick, it may perpetuate sickness, even creating symptoms where no physical cause exists. Psychosomatic illness is not all in your head in the dismissive sense. It is real physical manifestation created by subconscious beliefs and emotions. A person carrying deep-seated guilt might develop digestive issues. Someone harboring unexpressed rage might experience chronic pain. The body speaks the language of the subconscious, displaying outwardly what is held inwardly. Your posture, your facial expressions, your gestures, all are controlled by the subconscious and reflect its internal state. Someone with subconscious beliefs of powerlessness walks with slumped shoulders and downcast eyes. Someone whose subconscious holds confidence moves with upright posture and steady gaze. The body cannot lie. It reveals the truth of your deeper programming. Interestingly, this relationship works bidirectionally. Just as your subconscious affects your body affects your subconscious. When you deliberately change your physiology, standing tall, breathing deeply, smiling genuinely, you send signals to your subconscious that shift its state. This is why practices like yoga, tai chi, and breath work are so transformative. They communicate with the subconscious through the body. Breath is perhaps the most direct link between conscious control and subconscious function. Breathing is unique. It occurs automatically under subconscious control, yet you can also consciously direct it. By consciously altering your breath pattern, slow, deep breaths, you influence the subconscious, triggering relaxation responses, lowering stress hormones, and shifting brain states toward receptivity. Your subconscious also stores trauma and emotion in the body. An experience too overwhelming for the conscious mind to process gets lodged in the subconscious and often manifests as tension, pain, or chronic holding patterns in muscles and tissues. Therapies that combine body awareness with emotional release, such as somatic experiencing, help the subconscious discharge these stored traumas, often resulting in profound physical and emotional healing. The healing power of visualization operates through the subconscious-body connection. Cancer patients who regularly visualize their immune cells attacking tumors sometimes experience better outcomes than those who do not. Athletes who mentally rehearse perfect performance activate the same muscle groups they would use in actual performance. The subconscious accepts the visualization as instruction and directs the body accordingly. Sleep is when the subconscious does much of its deepest work on the body. During sleep, growth hormones are released, tissues are repaired, memories are consolidated, and the immune system is strengthened. Chronic sleep deprivation impairs subconscious function, leading to both physical and mental deterioration. Quality sleep is essential for allowing the subconscious to maintain the body properly. Your beliefs about aging profoundly influence how your body ages. Studies have shown that people with positive beliefs about aging live longer and remain healthier than those with negative beliefs, independent of other factors. The subconscious takes your beliefs about what happens as you age and manifests them in your biology. Believe aging means decline, and your body will decline faster. Believe aging can mean wisdom and vitality, and your body may reflect that instead. Food and nutrition also interface with the subconscious-body relationship. How you think and feel about what you eat influences how your body processes it. Eating with guilt and stress impairs digestion. Eating with gratitude and pleasure supports optimal nutrient absorption. The subconscious interprets your emotional state around food and adjusts physical responses accordingly. Chronic illness often has roots in subconscious conflict. A person may consciously desire health while subconsciously believing they do not deserve it, or using illness as a way to receive care and attention they feel they cannot get otherwise. Until the subconscious conflict resolves, the body remains caught between competing programs. Affirmations and visualizations for health work best when they address the subconscious directly. Rather than simply stating, "I am healthy," which the subconscious may reject if you are currently ill, you might visualize your body healing, see your immune system as strong and capable, feel gratitude for your body's intelligence. These images and feelings speak the subconscious language and can initiate genuine healing responses. The body is wise. It knows how to heal, how to balance, how to thrive. But it takes its orders from the subconscious. When the subconscious is programmed with stress, fear, and limiting beliefs about health, the body struggles. When the subconscious is reprogrammed with safety, peace, and empowering beliefs about vitality, the body flourishes. This understanding places tremendous responsibility and power in your hands. You are not a victim of your body. Your body is responding to your deepest mind. Change the subconscious programming, and the body will follow. This does not mean you should reject medical treatment. Rather, combine medical care with subconscious work for the most powerful healing. Speak to your body with love and respect. Thank your heart for beating, your lungs for breathing, your immune system for protecting you. These gratitude practices communicate positive instructions to your subconscious, which then directs the body toward optimal function. Your body listens to every message you send. The subconscious and the body are partners in the dance of your existence. Honor both. Feed your subconscious with thoughts of health, images of vitality, emotions of peace. Your body will translate those instructions into physical reality, demonstrating once again that you are not a powerless passenger, but the powerful director of your own biology. Chapter 6. Dreams. The subconscious speaks. Every night when you surrender to sleep, a theater opens within you. The curtain rises on a stage where the subconscious becomes the playwright, director, and actor all at once. Dreams are not random noise generated by a resting brain. They are messages, communications from the deepest levels of your mind, speaking in the language of symbol and metaphor. The subconscious uses dreams to process emotions, solve problems, integrate experiences, and communicate what the conscious mind needs to know but may be ignoring. When you dream, the logical, filtering conscious mind steps aside, allowing the subconscious full expression. This is why dreams often seem bizarre or illogical. They follow the rules of the subconscious realm, not the waking world. Ancient cultures revered dreams as portals to divine wisdom. Temples were built specifically for dream incubation, where seekers would sleep seeking guidance on important decisions. Prophets and shamans used dreams to access information beyond ordinary awareness. They understood that in dreams, the veil between conscious and subconscious thins, revealing truths hidden during waking hours. Modern psychology, particularly through the work of Freud and Jung, rediscovered the importance of dreams. Jung especially recognized that dreams contain symbols from the collective unconscious, archetypal images that carry universal meaning. A dream of water might represent emotion. A dream of a house might represent the self. These symbols appear across cultures and throughout history because they arise from shared depths of human consciousness. Your personal dreams also contain unique symbolism based on your experiences and associations. The subconscious draws from your memory bank, creating dream imagery that has specific meaning for you. A person who loves dogs might dream of dogs as symbols of loyalty and friendship. Someone with a traumatic dog experience might dream of dogs as threatening figures. Context and personal history shape the language. Recurring dreams signal that the subconscious is trying to get your attention about something unresolved. Perhaps a repeating dream of being chased reflects avoidance of a situation in waking life. Perhaps a dream of being unprepared for an exam points to feelings of inadequacy. The subconscious will continue presenting the same symbolic scenario until the conscious mind addresses the underlying issue. Nightmares, though frightening, are often healing attempts by the subconscious. They bring suppressed fears and traumas to the surface where they can be processed and released. A nightmare about falling might be processing feelings of losing control. A nightmare about loss might be working through grief. Rather than fearing nightmares, you can view them as the subconscious attempting to purge what no longer serves you. Lucid dreaming, the state of becoming aware that you are dreaming while still in the dream, offers extraordinary access to subconscious power. In lucid dreams, you can consciously interact with your subconscious, asking questions, requesting guidance, even reprogramming beliefs. Experienced lucid dreamers report profound healing, creative breakthroughs, and spiritual experiences through this practice. Learning to remember and record your dreams strengthens your connection to the subconscious. Keep a journal by your bedside. Upon waking, before the conscious mind fully engages, write down whatever you remember. Over time, your dream recall improves, and you begin to notice patterns, themes, and messages that your subconscious is emphasizing. Interpreting dreams requires moving beyond literal meanings to symbolic ones. If you dream of your car breaking down, the subconscious is likely not predicting car trouble. More probably, it is commenting on feelings about your life direction, your ability to move forward, your energy levels. The car is a symbol representing something deeper. Your emotional response within a dream often provides the clearest interpretation. The feeling tone, whether fear, joy, confusion, or peace, reveals what the subconscious is processing. A dream that leaves you feeling anxious upon waking likely points to underlying anxiety in your waking life that needs attention. Dreams can also be prophetic or precognitive, though this is rarer. Some people report dreaming of events before they occur. This suggests that the subconscious, perhaps accessing levels of awareness beyond linear time, perceives possibilities not yet available to conscious awareness. Whether these are genuine glimpses of the future or highly intuitive probability assessments, they demonstrate the subconscious operating beyond ordinary limitations. You can program your dreams through intention. Before sleep, clearly state a question or situation you would like the subconscious to address. Show me what I need to understand about this relationship. Reveal the solution to this problem. The subconscious often responds, providing dream imagery that contains the answer, though it may require reflection to decode. The hypnagogic state, the borderland between waking and sleeping, is especially rich for subconscious communication. Images, ideas, and insights can flash through consciousness during this transition. Many creative breakthroughs have occurred in this state. Keep your dream journal ready, as these fleeting moments can contain profound wisdom. Dreams also serve as practice grounds. The subconscious uses dreams to rehearse responses to situations, working through possibilities in a safe environment. This is why you might dream of confronting someone you are afraid to face in waking life. The subconscious is helping you prepare, building confidence and strategy. Not all dreams require deep analysis. Some are simply the subconscious sorting through the day's information, filing memories, and clearing mental clutter. These dreams tend to be fragmentary and forgettable. Trust your intuition about which dreams carry significance. The ones that stay with you, that feel meaningful, are the ones worth exploring. In dreams, you also encounter aspects of yourself you may have disowned. Jung called this the shadow, the parts of your personality you have rejected or denied. These appear in dreams as other characters, often threatening or uncomfortable. By recognizing these figures as projections of yourself, you can integrate what has been split off, becoming more whole. The subconscious speaks most freely in dreams because the conscious mind's defenses are down. Fears you suppress during the day surface at night. Desires you deny in waking life appear in dream symbols. This is not punishment, but invitation. The subconscious invites you to acknowledge all parts of yourself, light and shadow, so you can work with them consciously rather than being unconsciously driven by them. Engaging with your dreams is engaging with your subconscious. It is a conversation, a relationship to be nurtured. The more attention you give your dreams, the more richly the subconscious communicates. You discover that you have an inner guide, a source of wisdom available every night, waiting to be heard. All you must do is close your eyes, surrender to sleep, and listen. Chapter 7: The Law of Substitution. The mind cannot hold two thoughts simultaneously. At any given moment, you are thinking one thought. This simple fact reveals a powerful technique for subconscious reprogramming called the law of substitution. When a negative thought arises, you cannot fight it directly through resistance. Resistance strengthens what you resist. Instead, you replace it with a positive thought, effectively substituting one for the other. The law of substitution operates on the principle that you control what you focus upon. You may not be able to stop a negative thought from appearing, but you can refuse to dwell on it. The moment you notice worry, fear, or doubt, you consciously choose a different thought. This practice, repeated consistently, retrains the subconscious to default toward positive rather than negative patterns. Think of your mind as a garden. You cannot simply pull weeds and leave the ground bare. Nature abhors a vacuum. If you do not plant something intentionally, weeds will return. But if you fill the space with flowers, with vegetables, with beneficial growth, there is no room for weeds. Substitution is planting empowering thoughts in the space where limiting ones once grew. Many people try to fight their thoughts through willpower alone. I will not think about failure. I will not worry about money. I will not feel anxious. These statements actually reinforce what they claim to reject because the mind cannot process negation without first thinking of the thing being negated. Tell yourself, do not think of a pink elephant, and immediately you picture a pink elephant. The subconscious hears the subject, not the negation. Instead of fighting what you do not want, substitute what you do want. When worry about money arises, immediately shift focus to an image of abundance. When fear of failure appears, replace it with visualization of success. When self-criticism begins, substitute it with affirmation of your worth. The negative thought loses power because you have withdrawn attention from it and placed it elsewhere. This requires vigilance at first. Old thought patterns have momentum. They arise automatically, especially during times of stress. But each time you catch yourself thinking a limiting thought and consciously substitute an empowering one, you weaken the old neural pathway and strengthen a new one. Over time, the substitution becomes easier, more automatic. Eventually, the positive thought pattern becomes your new default. The quality of your substitute thought matters. You cannot effectively replace genuine fear with a half-hearted positive statement you do not believe. The substitute must carry emotional weight and vivid imagery to compete with the negative thought. If worry about your health arises, do not simply say, "I am healthy" mechanically. Feel health. See yourself vibrant and strong. Remember times when you felt wonderful. The emotion and imagery give the substitution power. Substitution also works with identity statements. When your inner critic says, "I am not good enough," substitute, "I am more than enough." When doubt whispers, "I cannot do this," replace it with, "I am capable and resourceful." These identity substitutions gradually reshape how your subconscious defines you. You shift from a self-concept of limitation to one of possibility. The law of substitution is particularly effective during the moments when negative thoughts are most persistent. Rather than trying to achieve some impossible state of never having negative thoughts, you develop the skill of not feeding them. A negative thought may arise, but if you immediately substitute a positive one, the negative has no time to take root. It passes like a cloud across the sky, leaving no lasting impression. Many spiritual and psychological practices essentially teach substitution under different names. Cognitive behavioral therapy asks clients to identify and replace distorted thoughts with realistic ones. Buddhist meditation teaches observing thoughts without attachment and returning focus to the breath or a mantra. Positive thinking movements emphasize affirming what you desire rather than lamenting what you lack. All are variations of the same principle. Control your focus, and you control your subconscious programming. You can practice substitution with external inputs as well as internal thoughts. If you find yourself consuming media that generates fear or negativity, substitute it with content that inspires and uplifts. If certain people consistently trigger negative thought patterns, substitute time with them for time with those who support your growth. Your environment influences your subconscious, so consciously curating what you allow in is a form of substitution. The challenge is remembering to substitute in the moment. Negative thoughts can be seductive, especially if you have practiced them for years. They feel familiar, even comfortable. Breaking this pattern requires creating reminders. Some people wear a bracelet or rubber band, snapping it gently when they catch a negative thought as a physical cue to substitute. Others set periodic alarms to check in with their thinking and course correct if needed. Over time, substitution becomes second nature. You develop what might be called mental hygiene, the habit of keeping your inner space clean through conscious choice. Just as you would not leave trash piling up in your home, you do not allow mental trash to accumulate. You notice it, remove it through substitution, and replace it with thoughts that serve you. The law of substitution also applies to visualization. If you catch yourself imagining worst-case scenarios, immediately substitute best-case scenarios. If you picture yourself failing, replace that image with one of succeeding. The subconscious responds to the images you hold most consistently. By consciously substituting empowering images for disempowering ones, you gradually shift what the subconscious manifests. This practice is not about denying reality or pretending problems do not exist. It is about choosing where to place your mental energy. You can acknowledge a challenge while substituting worry with problem solving. You can recognize a setback while substituting despair with determination. Substitution is strategic thinking, directing your mind toward what helps rather than what hinders. The greatest power of substitution lies in its simplicity. You do not need years of training or complex techniques. You need only awareness of your thoughts and willingness to choose different ones. Every time you substitute a negative thought with a positive one, you are actively reprogramming your subconscious. This simple practice, done consistently, transforms your inner world and consequently your outer reality. Begin now. Notice the quality of your thoughts in this moment. If you discover negativity, fear, or limitation, do not judge yourself. Simply substitute. Choose a thought of possibility, of strength, of peace. Feel it, see it. Then return to this practice throughout your day. Each substitution is a vote for the person you are becoming. Cast enough votes, and the election is won. Your subconscious will reflect your new choice. Chapter 8. Visualization. Programming your inner mind. The human mind thinks in pictures. Words are symbols, but images are the native language of consciousness. When you visualize, you engage the subconscious directly, bypassing the analytical filters of the conscious mind. Visualization is not mere daydreaming. It is one of the most powerful tools for subconscious reprogramming, used by athletes, business leaders, artists, and anyone who has achieved remarkable success. The reason visualization works lies in how the brain processes experience. Neuroscientists have discovered that the brain does not distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. The same neural networks activate whether you physically perform an action or intensely visualize performing it. This means when you visualize yourself succeeding, your brain creates the same patterns it would create if you had actually succeeded. This has profound implications. If your subconscious accepts visualized experience as real, then you can practice success, practice confidence, practice abundance in your mind before encountering them in physical reality. You are not pretending. You are training. Each visualization session lays down neural pathways that make the physical manifestation more natural and likely. Athletes have proven the power of visualization repeatedly. Olympic competitors spend hours visualizing their performances, seeing every movement in detail, feeling the sensations in their bodies, hearing the sounds of the arena. When competition arrives, their subconscious already has a template for success. The body performs what the mind has rehearsed. Studies show that mental practice can improve physical performance almost as effectively as physical practice itself. The key to effective visualization is detail and emotion. A vague, half-hearted image has little impact. But when you create a richly detailed mental scenario, engaging all your senses, your subconscious accepts it as significant. See colors, hear sounds, feel textures, notice smells, engage taste if relevant. The more sensory detail, the more real the visualization becomes to your subconscious. Emotion amplifies visualization exponentially. An image without feeling makes a shallow impression. But when you feel the joy of success, the gratitude of abundance, the confidence of mastery while visualizing, you create a powerful imprint. The subconscious pays attention to emotional content. It marks emotionally charged images as important and begins working to manifest them. Visualization should be done in a relaxed state when possible. As you relax, your brain waves slow, moving toward alpha and theta states where the subconscious is more receptive. This is why many people visualize just before sleep or after meditation. In these states, the critical conscious mind quiets, and the subconscious opens to accept new programming more readily. Create a clear image of your desired outcome as if it has already happened. See yourself living the life you want, experiencing the success you desire. Do not visualize yourself struggling toward a goal. Visualize the goal accomplished. Your subconscious responds to present reality. When you consistently show it images of success as current, it begins to accept that as your reality and works to align circumstances accordingly. Repetition of your visualization strengthens its effect. Just as repeating affirmations impresses them upon the subconscious, repeating the same visualization daily deepens the neural pathways associated with that outcome. Your mind becomes increasingly familiar with that reality, and what is familiar feels achievable. The gap between your current state and desired state narrows in your subconscious perception. You can also use visualization for problem solving. Present a challenge to your subconscious before sleep and request a solution. Then visualize yourself receiving an answer, perhaps from a wise figure, a symbol, or simply a flash of insight. Often, the solution appears in dreams or arrives as sudden knowing upon waking. The subconscious works on problems in the background, especially when directed through visualization. Visualization is not limited to future outcomes. You can also use it to heal the past. By visualizing past events differently, particularly traumatic ones, you can reframe them in your subconscious. This does not change what happened, but it changes the emotional charge and meaning your subconscious has assigned. You might visualize your younger self receiving comfort, protection, or love that was absent at the time. This can release stored trauma and alter limiting beliefs formed during those events. Many people resist visualization, claiming they cannot see images in their mind. However, visualization does not require photographic mental imagery. It is more about sensing, feeling, and knowing. Some people are more kinesthetic, feeling their visualizations. Others are more auditory, hearing elements of their scenarios. Work with your natural strengths. The important element is creating a clear sense of the desired reality, however you personally experience that. Vision boards are physical representations of visualization practice. By collecting images that represent your goals and viewing them regularly, you reinforce your visualizations. The subconscious absorbs these images, which then influence your thoughts, decisions, and actions toward manifesting what the images represent. The physical reminder helps maintain consistent mental focus. Visualization can also be used to prepare for specific events. Before an important conversation, visualize it going well. See yourself speaking confidently, the other person responding positively, the outcome successful. Before a performance or presentation, mentally rehearse every detail of excellence. Your subconscious prepares your nervous system, your body language, your energy to match what you have visualized. There is a distinction between visualization as escape and visualization as creation. Some people use fantasy as a way to avoid taking action, retreating into imaginary worlds rather than changing their actual circumstances. This is not true visualization. Effective visualization is always paired with action. You visualize to program your subconscious, then you act in alignment with that programming. The visualization creates the inner map. Action makes the journey. The subconscious does not create directly in physical reality. It creates by influencing your perceptions, decisions, and behaviors, which then shape your reality. When you visualize abundance, your subconscious begins to notice opportunities you previously missed, make choices that support wealth, and project an energy that attracts resources. The visualization changes you, and the changed you changes circumstances. Visualization is most effective when combined with belief. If you visualize success while deeply believing it is impossible for you, the conflicting messages cancel each other. This is where many visualization practices fail. The technique is correct, but the underlying belief contradicts it. Address limiting beliefs first, or at least acknowledge them, and choose to suspend disbelief during visualization sessions. The practice of visualization is a practice of disciplined imagination. You take conscious control of the image-making faculty of your mind and use it deliberately rather than allowing it to run wild with fears and fantasies. You become the director of your internal cinema, choosing which films to screen for your subconscious audience. And your subconscious, faithful viewer that it is, believes every frame. Begin your visualization practice today. Choose one clear outcome you desire. Set aside time each day, ideally upon waking or before sleep. Close your eyes, relax your body, and create the most vivid, detailed, emotionally charged image of that outcome as already achieved. Stay with this image for several minutes. Feel it, know it, trust it, then release it and go about your day. Do this consistently and watch as your external reality begins to mirror your internal vision. Chapter 9. The Subconscious and Attraction. You have likely heard of the law of attraction, the idea that you attract into your life whatever you focus upon. While this concept has been popularized and sometimes oversimplified, at its core lies a profound truth about how the subconscious operates. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are, specifically what your subconscious believes you are and what you deserve. The subconscious is a broadcasting station, constantly emitting signals based on its programming. These signals are not mystical in the supernatural sense, though they may seem so. They are expressed through your energy, your body language, your choices, your perceptions, and subtle aspects of how you engage with the world. People and circumstances respond to these signals, often unconsciously. Imagine someone whose subconscious is programmed with unworthiness. Even if they consciously desire success, their subconscious signals, "I am not good enough," through subtle self-sabotage, through energy that repels opportunities, through unconscious choices that maintain limitation. They wonder why success eludes them, not realizing they are broadcasting a frequency that attracts struggle rather than achievement. Contrast this with someone whose subconscious holds a program of abundance and deserving. They do not necessarily work harder or have more advantages, but opportunities seem to find them. People are drawn to help them. Doors open, seemingly by chance. Their subconscious broadcast attracts circumstances that match its internal state. This is not about blaming people for their difficulties. Most subconscious programming was installed unconsciously, often in childhood. But recognizing this mechanism is empowering because it means you can change your broadcast by reprogramming your subconscious. You are not at the mercy of external forces. You are the signal tower, and you can choose what frequency to emit. Your subconscious programming affects what you notice. Have you experienced buying a new car and suddenly seeing that model everywhere? The cars were always there. Your consciousness simply began filtering for them because they became relevant. Similarly, your subconscious filters reality based on its beliefs. If it believes the world is dangerous, it will alert you to every threat while missing signs of safety. If it believes people are trustworthy, it notices kindness and overlooks isolated incidents of betrayal. This selective perception creates self-fulfilling prophecies. What you believe, you seek evidence for, and what you seek, you find. Your subconscious confirms its own programming through biased perception, strengthening the original belief. To break this cycle requires consciously directing the subconscious to seek different evidence, to notice what supports your desired beliefs rather than your inherited ones. The emotional content of your subconscious programming is particularly influential in attraction. Emotions are energy in motion, and they radiate outward. Chronic anger, fear, or sadness creates a field that others feel, even if unconsciously, often causing them to react in ways that perpetuate those emotions. Joy, peace, and love also radiate, attracting positive responses and experiences. This is why working on inner emotional states is not merely feeling good, but strategically shifting what you attract. As you heal subconscious wounds and replace negative emotional patterns with positive ones, your broadcast changes. Different people and circumstances begin appearing in your life, matching your new frequency. The subconscious also influences attraction through expectation. If you expect rejection, your body language and energy communicate that expectation. Others subconsciously pick up on it and often fulfill it, not out of cruelty, but because humans respond to the signals we receive. If you expect acceptance, you project confidence and openness, inviting positive reception. Your habitual thoughts create expectation. Whatever you think about most, especially with emotional intensity, the subconscious interprets as what to expect. It then prepares you for that expectation, adjusting your physiology, your perception, and your behavior accordingly. The external world responds to this preparation, and the expectation manifests. To attract what you desire rather than what you fear requires shifting subconscious expectation. You must repeatedly focus on what you want, feel it as already real, and act as if it is inevitable. Over time, the subconscious accepts this as the new expectation and adjusts your broadcast. Synchronicities increase, opportunities align, and what you desired begins to materialize. Gratitude is a powerful attractor because it signals to the subconscious that you already have much to appreciate. The subconscious interprets gratitude as abundance and maintains that state by attracting more to be grateful for. Conversely, complaint signals lack, and the subconscious works to confirm that lack. This is why grateful people tend to have more to be grateful for, not because they ignore problems, but because their focus shapes their experience. Visualization works as an attractor because it shows the subconscious a clear image of what to move toward. The subconscious then filters information and guides behavior toward that image. You begin noticing resources, meeting helpful people, receiving ideas that align with your visualization. This is not magic, but the subconscious doing what it does best, moving you toward what it has been programmed to achieve. The subconscious also attracts through your speech patterns. The words you use repeatedly program both your own subconscious and influence others. Speak constantly of difficulty, and you reinforce difficulty in your programming, while others begin associating you with struggle. Speak of possibility and success, and you train your subconscious toward empowerment while attracting people who resonate with that energy. Action aligned with your desires also signals the subconscious. When you take steps, even small ones, toward a goal, you communicate commitment. The subconscious responds by amplifying those efforts, revealing next steps, and attracting assistance. Action proves to your subconscious that you are serious, while waiting passively suggests you do not truly believe change is possible. The people in your life are often mirrors reflecting your subconscious state. If you consistently attract untrustworthy people, examine your subconscious beliefs about trust. If you attract unavailable partners, explore your subconscious beliefs about intimacy or worthiness. As you heal and reprogram these beliefs, the type of people you attract will shift. Some old relationships may fade as they no longer match your frequency. New ones will emerge that align with your evolution. Understanding attraction as a function of subconscious broadcasting removes the mystery and empowers you. You are not hoping the universe will grant your wishes. You are actively becoming the person who naturally attracts what you desire by reprogramming the subconscious that controls your broadcast. You change from within, and the without rearranges itself to match. This is not a quick fix. Significant subconscious reprogramming takes time and consistency. But every day you work with your subconscious, you shift your frequency slightly. Over weeks and months, these shifts accumulate. You look back and realize your life has transformed, not through struggle, but through alignment. You attracted a new reality by becoming it first in your subconscious mind. Chapter 10. Reprogramming Limiting Beliefs. Limiting beliefs are the invisible chains that keep you bound to a smaller life than you are capable of living. They are statements your subconscious holds as truth, statements that define what you believe is possible or impossible for you. I am not smart enough. I do not deserve love. Money is hard to come by. Success is for others, not me. These beliefs, often installed in childhood, run like background software, determining your choices and outcomes. The insidious nature of limiting beliefs is that they feel like truth. Because they exist in the subconscious, you rarely question them. They are the lens through which you see reality, so you assume reality itself validates them. A person who believes, "I always fail," will remember their failures vividly and forget their successes. Their perception confirms their belief, deepening it further. Identifying limiting beliefs is the first step toward freedom. This requires honest self-examination. Look at the areas of your life where you struggle repeatedly. Ask what you must believe about yourself or the world for this struggle to persist. If you cannot maintain financial stability, perhaps you believe there is never enough, or I am bad with money. These hidden beliefs drive the surface problems. Another way to identify limiting beliefs is through emotional triggers. When a specific topic or situation generates disproportionate emotional response, a limiting belief likely underlies it. Defensiveness, shame, anger, or fear signal areas where your subconscious holds programs that need examination. These emotions are guards protecting the belief from scrutiny. Once identified, limiting beliefs can be challenged. Question their validity. Where did this belief originate? Is it actually true, or is it something you were taught? What evidence contradicts it? Often, you will discover the belief is based on outdated information, childhood misunderstandings, or the unexamined opinions of others. Seeing this weakens its grip. However, intellectual recognition alone rarely removes a limiting belief. Because it lives in the subconscious, below the level of conscious reasoning, it must be addressed with subconscious methods. You must use the language of imagery, emotion, and repetition to dislodge it and install an empowering belief in its place. One effective method is belief replacement through affirmation. Craft a positive statement that directly contradicts the limiting belief. If you believe, I am not enough, create the affirmation, I am more than enough. Repeat this affirmation daily, especially during receptive states like upon waking or before sleep. Initially, your subconscious will resist. The old belief will fight for dominance. Persist. Repetition gradually overwrites the old programming. Combine your affirmation with visualization. As you state your new belief, create a vivid mental image of yourself living from that belief. See yourself confident, successful, loved, whatever the new belief implies. Feel the emotions associated with it. This engages the subconscious more deeply than words alone. Another powerful technique is to revisit the origin of the limiting belief and reframe it. If you can remember when you first accepted the belief, perhaps a moment of childhood criticism or failure, you can consciously reinterpret that moment. Imagine yourself or a wise figure comforting your younger self, explaining that the belief is not true. This does not change the past, but it changes the meaning your subconscious assigned, potentially releasing the belief's hold. Hypnotherapy and guided meditation can access the subconscious directly to address limiting beliefs. In a relaxed, trance-like state, your conscious defenses lower, and suggestions for new beliefs can be planted more effectively. Professional hypnotherapists or quality recorded sessions can guide this process, helping you rewrite deep programming. Emotional release techniques also help. Sometimes limiting beliefs are locked in place by unexpressed emotions from past experiences. Methods like EFT tapping or somatic release allow you to process and discharge these emotions. As the emotional charge dissipates, the belief often loses its power, making space for a new one. Behavior change can also reprogram limiting beliefs. Your subconscious learns from experience. If you act despite a limiting belief, proving the belief wrong through your actions, the subconscious begins to question it. If you believe you are not confident, but act confidently anyway, your subconscious notices the contradiction. Repeated confident action gradually convinces it that perhaps the old belief is inaccurate. This is why acting as if is effective. Act as if you already possess the quality or outcome you desire. Dress as that person would dress. Speak as they would speak. Make decisions from that perspective. Your subconscious monitors your behavior and adjusts its beliefs to match. You literally become what you consistently practice being. Surrounding yourself with people who hold empowering beliefs also influences your subconscious. Beliefs are contagious. If everyone around you believes success is difficult, your subconscious absorbs that as truth. But if you associate with people who believe in possibility and abundance, those beliefs begin infiltrating your programming. This is why mentors and supportive communities are invaluable for transformation. Be patient with yourself during belief reprogramming. Some limiting beliefs are deeply rooted, having been reinforced for decades. They will not disappear overnight. You may still encounter moments of doubt or relapse into old patterns. This is normal. Each time you catch yourself operating from a limiting belief, gently correct course. Return to your affirmations, your visualizations, your new actions. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Celebrate evidence of belief change. When you notice yourself thinking differently, choosing differently, or achieving something the old belief said was impossible, acknowledge it. This reinforces the new programming and motivates continued effort. The subconscious responds well to positive reinforcement. Limiting beliefs about unworthiness are particularly pervasive and destructive. They underlie most other limiting beliefs. If you believe at a core level that you do not deserve good things, you will sabotage success, reject love, and maintain struggle, unconsciously proving your unworthiness. Addressing this core belief, often through deep inner work and self-compassion, can unlock transformation across all life areas. Remember that your limiting beliefs are not you. They are programs installed by experience, programs that can be uninstalled. Beneath them lies your true nature, which is unlimited, capable, and worthy. The process of reprogramming is actually a process of remembering who you truly are beyond the conditioning. As you replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones, you will notice life-changing and unexpected ways. Opportunities that were always present suddenly become visible. Relationships improve, health strengthens, confidence grows. This is not because the world changed, but because you changed. Your new subconscious programming broadcasts a different frequency, attracting circumstances that match your evolved self. The work of reprogramming limiting beliefs is perhaps the most important inner work you can do. It is the foundation of all personal transformation. Without addressing these hidden programs, surface changes remain temporary. But as you free yourself from limiting beliefs, you free yourself to create a life that reflects your true potential rather than your past programming. Chapter 11. The Power of Affirmation. Words carry power, not in a mystical sense, but through their effect on the subconscious mind. Affirmations are deliberately chosen statements designed to program the subconscious with empowering beliefs. When used correctly, they are among the most accessible and effective tools for transformation. When used incorrectly, they become empty repetitions that change nothing. The word affirmation itself means to make firm, to strengthen. An affirmation strengthens a chosen belief in your subconscious through repetition. Every time you affirm something, you make a subtle impression on your inner programming. Thousands of repetitions accumulate into significant change, like drops of water eventually filling a cup. The effectiveness of an affirmation depends on several factors. First, it must be stated in the present tense, as if already true. The subconscious responds to present reality, not future possibility. I am confident works. I will be confident does not, because it communicates that confidence exists in some future that never quite arrives. The present tense statement tells the subconscious, this is who you are now. Second, affirmations must be positive rather than negative. The subconscious struggles with negation. I am not afraid focuses attention on fear. I am courageous focuses on courage. The difference matters. Frame your affirmations toward what you desire, not away from what you want to avoid. Third, affirmations should be personal, using I statements. You are programming your own subconscious, not making general declarations about reality. I am worthy of love programs your self-concept. Love is important makes no personal impression. Fourth, keep affirmations simple and specific. Long, complex affirmations dilute their power. A clear, focused statement penetrates deeper. Instead of, I am a confident, successful, happy person who attracts abundance and love, choose one clear affirmation like, I am confident, and give it your full focus. Fifth, and most importantly, affirmations must be charged with feeling to be effective. Mechanical repetition without emotion makes little impact. Your subconscious responds to emotional intensity. As you speak your affirmation, generate the feeling associated with it. Feel confident as you say, I am confident. This emotional engagement signals to your subconscious that this affirmation matters. Many people report affirmations not working. Usually, this happens because they state affirmations without belief or feeling, or because their affirmations contradict deeply held subconscious beliefs. If you affirm, I am abundant, while your subconscious screams, you are broke and always will be, the conflict neutralizes the affirmation. When contradiction exists, start with affirmations you can believe, even if they are not your ultimate goal. Instead of, I am wealthy, when you are struggling financially, try, I am open to abundance, or I am learning to attract wealth. These softer statements meet your subconscious where it is, rather than triggering resistance. Repetition is essential. A single affirmation spoken once has negligible effect, but that affirmation repeated multiple times daily for weeks or months carves itself into your subconscious. Morning and evening are ideal times, as your brain is in more receptive states. Some people repeat affirmations dozens of times in a session, using the rhythm and repetition to induce a light trance that deepens receptivity. Writing affirmations amplifies their power. The physical act of writing engages your body, creating a stronger impression than speaking alone. Write your chosen affirmation repeatedly, focusing on its meaning as you form each word. Some people write their affirmations 50 or 100 times daily as a practice. Speaking affirmations aloud while looking in a mirror creates particularly powerful programming. The mirror provides immediate feedback, confronting you with yourself as you claim your new identity. This can feel uncomfortable at first, especially when affirming qualities you do not yet embody. That discomfort is the resistance of old programming. Push through it. The practice gradually aligns your self-image with your affirmations. Affirmations can target specific areas: health, wealth, relationships, confidence, creativity. Choose affirmations relevant to your current growth edges. If you struggle with self-worth, affirmations like, I am valuable, or I deserve good things address the core issue. If you seek better relationships, try I attract loving, supportive people, or I am worthy of healthy love. Affirmations also work well combined with other techniques. Affirm while visualizing, creating both verbal and visual programming simultaneously. Affirm during exercise, linking the positive statements to physical vitality. Affirm while in meditation, dropping the words into the quiet depths of relaxed consciousness. Some practitioners create affirmation recordings in their own voice and listen during sleep. The subconscious remains active during sleep, processing information. Hearing empowering statements in your own voice as you rest can deepen their impression. Others listen to affirmation recordings throughout the day, allowing the repeated messages to saturate their consciousness. Gratitude affirmations are particularly effective. Statements like, "I am grateful for my health," or "I appreciate the abundance in my life," combine affirmation with the high vibration emotion of gratitude. This combination programs both the specific belief and an overall state of appreciation that attracts more to appreciate. Identity affirmations, stating who you are at your core, create powerful transformation. I am love. I am peace. I am power. I am wisdom. These declarations connect you with universal qualities beyond circumstantial conditions. They remind your subconscious of your essential nature, which limiting beliefs had obscured. Be mindful of the affirmations you speak unintentionally. Casual statements like, "I am so stupid," or "I never have enough money," are also affirmations, negative ones that program your subconscious harmfully. Become aware of your habitual self-talk. Are you affirming limitation or possibility? Your subconscious is always listening to what you say about yourself. Replace negative self-talk with positive affirmations immediately, when you catch it. This practice of substitution, discussed earlier, combined with affirmation, accelerates change. Each time you stop a negative statement and replace it with a positive one, you weaken old programming and strengthen new. The power of affirmation lies not in the words themselves, but in their effect on your subconscious over time. Words repeated with intention and emotion become beliefs. Beliefs become thoughts. Thoughts become actions. Actions become results. The chain begins with the simple act of affirming who you choose to be. Begin your affirmation practice today. Choose one empowering statement that represents who you are becoming. Repeat it morning and evening with feeling. Write it, visualize it, live into it. Watch as your subconscious begins to accept this new programming, and your external reality gradually shifts to match your internal declarations. You are not lying to yourself. You are speaking truth into existence, one affirmation at a time. Chapter 12. The Subconscious and Intuition. Beyond logical reasoning and conscious analysis, you possess another form of knowing. Intuition is the voice of wisdom that speaks without explanation, the sudden knowing that arrives without thought. It is your subconscious communicating, drawing from depths of information and pattern recognition that your conscious mind cannot access. The subconscious processes vastly more information than the conscious mind. While you consciously focus on a conversation, your subconscious simultaneously monitors body language, tone of voice, micro-expressions, and countless subtle cues. It compares this data against every stored experience and pattern. When it detects something significant, it sends a signal to your conscious awareness. A gut feeling, a hunch, an inexplicable sense of knowing. This is intuition, the subconscious sharing its analysis through feeling rather than logic. It cannot always explain why it knows something. The processing happens too fast and involves too many variables for conscious articulation. But the knowing is often accurate, more accurate than conscious reasoning alone. How many times have you ignored a gut feeling and later regretted it? You met someone who made you uncomfortable despite appearing trustworthy. Your intuition sensed something wrong, but you dismissed it as irrational. Later, you discovered your intuition was correct. Your subconscious had detected warning signs your conscious mind missed or chose to ignore. Conversely, you may have felt inexplicably drawn to an opportunity, a person, or a decision that made no logical sense at the time. Trusting that pull led to unexpected positive outcomes. Your subconscious recognized patterns and possibilities that your conscious analysis could not see. Developing trust in your intuition means developing trust in your subconscious. This requires distinguishing intuition from fear, desire, or wishful thinking. Fear says, "Do not do this because something bad might happen." Intuition says, "Do not do this," with calm knowing. Desire says, "I want this to be true." Intuition says, "This is true," without attachment to the outcome. Intuition often arrives as a subtle whisper, a soft knowing, a gentle pull. It does not shout or demand. If a feeling is loud, urgent, and emotionally charged, it is likely ego or fear, not intuition. True intuition is quiet yet clear, like a calm voice beneath turbulent surface thoughts. To strengthen your intuition, practice listening to it. Start with small decisions. When choosing between options, quiet your mind and notice what your body feels. Does one choice create a sense of ease, of yes? Does another create tension, a sense of no? Your body often communicates intuitive knowing through sensation before your mind recognizes it consciously. Meditation enhances intuition by quieting the conscious mind's chatter. In silence, the subtle voice of the subconscious becomes audible. Regular meditation trains you to distinguish between mental noise and intuitive signal. You become fluent in the language of inner knowing. Journaling also develops intuitive capacity. Write questions to your subconscious and allow answers to flow without conscious editing. Often, wisdom emerges on the page that surprises you. This is your subconscious speaking when given space to express itself without interference. Dreams, as mentioned earlier, are a primary channel for subconscious intuition. Pay attention to recurring symbols, feelings upon waking, and dreams that carry a sense of significance. Your subconscious uses dreams to communicate what it cannot convey during waking hours. Recording and reflecting on dreams strengthens your ability to receive intuitive guidance. Synchronicities are intuition's external expression. When you think of someone and they call, when you need information and a book falls off a shelf, when seemingly random events align meaningfully, your subconscious is at work. It recognizes patterns and connections beyond conscious awareness, guiding you through what appears as coincidence. Intuition is not supernatural, though it may seem so. It is your subconscious accessing information through channels beyond the 5 physical senses. Some researchers suggest the subconscious can perceive subtle energies, electromagnetic fields, or information from what Jung called the collective unconscious, a shared field of human knowledge and experience. Whether these explanations are accurate or not, the practical reality is clear. Your subconscious knows more than your conscious mind. It can sense danger, recognize opportunity, and guide you toward alignment with your highest path. Learning to trust and follow this inner guidance is a form of wisdom. However, intuition should not replace discernment. Some people abandon logic entirely, making every decision by feeling without practical consideration. This is imbalance. Ideal decision-making combines conscious reasoning with subconscious intuition. Use both. Analyze the facts consciously, then check in with your intuitive sense. When both align, you can move forward with confidence. When intuition and logic conflict, take time. Do not immediately dismiss either. Explore why the conflict exists. Perhaps your logic is based on fear or limiting beliefs. Perhaps your intuition is being influenced by an unhealed emotional wound. Sit with the tension until clarity emerges. Creative people rely heavily on intuition. Artists, writers, musicians, and innovators often describe their best work as channeled or received rather than consciously constructed. They tap into subconscious creative intelligence that offers ideas, solutions, and expressions beyond what their conscious mind could generate. You can access this creative intuition by posing questions or challenges to your subconscious before sleep or meditation, then remaining open to whatever arises. Solutions often appear suddenly, fully formed, as if downloaded from some deeper source. This is your subconscious working through intuitive channels. Intuition also guides healing. The subconscious knows what your body needs, what emotions require expression, what beliefs need release. If you create space to listen, it will guide you toward practices, people, or insights that support your healing journey. Trust the pull toward certain modalities or the resistance to others. Your subconscious is speaking through attraction and aversion. Some people experience intuition visually, receiving symbolic images. Others hear words or phrases. Still others simply know without any sensory content. Honor your unique intuitive language. Do not force it to manifest in ways that are not natural to you. The more you trust and act on your intuition, the stronger it becomes. Like any faculty, it develops through use. Each time you honor an intuitive knowing and it proves accurate, your confidence grows. Each time you override intuition and face negative consequences, you learn its value. Your intuition is always available. It is the subconscious whispering truths your conscious mind has not yet recognized. To access it, you need only stillness, openness, and trust. In the quiet spaces between thoughts, wisdom rises. Listen, Chapter 13, Sleep Programming and Hypnotic States. The state of consciousness you occupy just before falling asleep and just after waking holds extraordinary power for subconscious reprogramming. During these hypnagogic and hypnopompic states, your brain waves shift from beta, the waking state, through alpha and into theta, the same frequencies present during hypnosis and deep meditation. In theta state, the critical conscious mind relaxes its guard. The analytical function that questions and filters information diminishes. The subconscious becomes highly receptive, like soil freshly turned, ready to receive whatever seeds are planted. This is why ancient teachings emphasize practices at dawn and dusk, recognizing these as liminal times when transformation occurs most easily. Sleep programming is the practice of deliberately impressing your subconscious with chosen thoughts, images, and beliefs during these receptive windows. Rather than drifting into sleep with whatever random thoughts occupy your mind, you consciously direct your attention toward what you wish to program. The technique is simple but requires consistency. As you lie in bed preparing for sleep, body relaxed and mind quieting, bring your desired belief, goal, or quality to mind. State it as an affirmation, visualize it as already real, and feel the emotions associated with it. Hold this focus as you drift toward sleep. The last thoughts and images before sleep make particularly strong impressions because they are carried into the subconscious realm throughout the night. Your subconscious continues processing during sleep. It does not rest. Rather, it works on whatever material was presented to it before sleeping. If you fill your mind with worry before bed, your subconscious processes that worry all night, often resulting in anxious dreams and waking unrested. If you program it with positive images and affirmations, it works on manifesting those instead. Morning programming is equally powerful. The moments when you first wake, before fully engaging conscious thought, offer direct access to the subconscious. Before checking your phone, before worry about the day floods in, lie still and repeat your chosen affirmations or review your visualizations. Set your subconscious intention for the day. Many people wake and immediately begin rehearsing problems, worrying about obligations, or replaying conflicts. This programs the subconscious for stress and struggle. Instead, use those first waking moments to program positivity, gratitude, and intention. You set the tone for how your subconscious will filter and respond to the day's events. Audio programs designed for sleep programming take advantage of these states. Affirmations, guided visualizations, or binaural beats can be played at low volume during sleep. The subconscious absorbs the content even though the conscious mind is asleep. Many people report significant changes from consistent use of such programs. Creating your own sleep recordings in your own voice may be even more effective. Your subconscious recognizes your voice and responds to its authority. Record affirmations, goals, or qualities you wish to embody. Play this recording as you fall asleep, allowing your own voice to program your subconscious. Hypnosis works by inducing theta brain states deliberately through relaxation and focused attention. In hypnotic trance, suggestions bypass conscious filters and implant directly in the subconscious. Hypnotherapy has proven effective for many issues: breaking habits, overcoming phobias, pain management, and belief change. The hypnotic state is not sleep but a different mode of consciousness where the subconscious is unusually accessible. You can induce light self-hypnosis through progressive relaxation. Lie comfortably, systematically, relax each part of your body, and count backward from 10 to 1, suggesting deeper relaxation with each number. In this state, repeat your affirmations or visualizations. They will penetrate more deeply than in normal waking consciousness. Some people fear hypnosis, believing they will lose control. This is misconception. Hypnotic trance is a natural state you enter multiple times daily when absorbed in a movie, driving on autopilot, or lost in daydreaming. Professional hypnotherapy simply guides this natural state for therapeutic purposes. You remain aware and in control. You cannot be hypnotized against your will or made to do something contrary to your values. The key to all sleep programming and hypnotic techniques is receptivity. You must release conscious control and allow the subconscious to receive without resistance. This is surrender, not in the sense of defeat, but in the sense of trust. You trust your subconscious to accept and integrate the programming you offer. Consistency matters more than duration. 10 minutes of focused programming before sleep each night produces more change than an occasional hour-long session. Make it a ritual, a practice you honor daily. Your subconscious responds to routine, coming to expect and anticipate the programming time. Combine techniques for maximum effect. Use affirmations, visualization, emotion, and audio programs together. Create a multisensory experience that engages your subconscious fully. The richer and more consistent the input, the faster the programming takes root. Some people resist sleep programming, fearing it is manipulation. But you are constantly programming your subconscious, usually unconsciously, through whatever thoughts dominate your mind. Deliberate programming is simply taking conscious control of a process that is happening anyway. You choose what to plant rather than leaving it to chance. Your bedroom environment also affects subconscious programming. Create a space that supports the states you wish to cultivate. Peaceful colors, meaningful symbols, comfortable temperature all send subtle signals to your subconscious. If your bedroom is chaotic or filled with reminders of stress, that chaos programs itself nightly. The power of sleep programming lies in accessing your subconscious during its most receptive times. You need no special equipment, no expensive courses. You need only awareness of these natural states and discipline to use them intentionally. 20 minutes a day, 10 before sleep, and 10 upon waking, can reshape your subconscious over months. This is time invested in becoming the person you wish to be. Tonight, begin this practice. Choose one clear intention. As you prepare for sleep, state it, see it, feel it. Let it be your last thought as consciousness fades. In the morning, return to it before anything else occupies your mind. Day by day, you are rewriting the deepest code of your being, installing programs that serve your highest vision. Chapter 14. The Subconscious and Healing. The connection between mind and body is no longer debatable. Modern medicine recognizes psychosomatic illness, where mental and emotional states manifest as physical symptoms. Less discussed but equally real is psychosomatic healing, where shifts in consciousness produce physical recovery. Your subconscious mind is the bridge between thought and biology, translating belief into flesh. Every healing tradition throughout history understood this connection. Shamans, medicine men, priests, and healers worked with the mind and spirit as much as the body. They recognized that illness often begins in the unseen realms of consciousness before manifesting physically. To heal completely, these inner dimensions must be addressed. Your subconscious controls autonomic functions that maintain health. Immune response, cellular repair, hormone balance, inflammation regulation all operate below conscious awareness under subconscious direction. When your subconscious believes you are safe, healthy, and supported, these systems function optimally. When it holds beliefs of danger, unworthiness, or chronic stress, these systems become dysregulated. Consider the well-documented placebo effect. Patients receiving inert substances often experience genuine healing when they believe the substance is medicine. Brain scans show that placebo treatment activates the same neural pathways as real medicine. The body releases its own healing chemistry simply because the subconscious believes healing is happening. Even more remarkable, the nocebo effect demonstrates that negative beliefs can create illness. Patients warned of side effects often experience those exact symptoms even when given placebos. The subconscious, believing something harmful has been introduced, creates the expected harm. Belief alone becomes causative. This reveals a profound truth. Your subconscious programming about health directly influences your physical state. If you carry beliefs like, "I am weak," "illness runs in my family," or "I always get sick," your subconscious works to manifest these as reality. If you hold beliefs of vitality, strength, and resilience, your biology responds accordingly. Visualization is a powerful healing tool precisely because it programs the subconscious. Cancer patients who visualize their immune cells attacking tumors sometimes experience measurable tumor reduction. The visualization gives the subconscious clear instructions about what to do, and it directs the body's resources accordingly. Dr. Carl Simonton pioneered visualization for cancer treatment, teaching patients to create detailed mental images of their immune systems destroying cancer cells. Many of his patients achieved remission or improved outcomes. The visualization did not replace medical treatment, but enhanced it by enlisting the subconscious as an ally in healing. You can use visualization for any health condition. Create a vivid image of the affected area healing, becoming healthy and strong. See your body functioning perfectly. Feel the sensations of wellness. Do this daily with focus and belief. Your subconscious will direct energy, blood flow, and healing resources to match your imagery. Emotional healing is equally important for physical health. Unresolved emotional pain often stores in the body as tension, pain, or illness. Your subconscious may create physical symptoms as a way to express emotional distress that has no other outlet. Addressing the emotional wounds can lead to spontaneous physical healing. Techniques like EFT tapping, EMDR, and somatic therapy help release stored emotional trauma from the body. As the subconscious discharges these held emotions, physical symptoms often resolve. Chronic pain disappears. Digestive issues heal. Skin conditions clear. The body releases what it was holding when the underlying emotional cause is addressed. Affirmations for health work best when they affirm your body's inherent healing capacity rather than denying present symptoms. Instead of, "I am not sick," try, "My body knows how to heal itself," or "Every cell in my body is healthy and strong." These statements program the subconscious with the truth of your body's extraordinary self-healing abilities. Gratitude for your body, even when it is ill or imperfect, shifts subconscious programming. Thank your heart for beating, your lungs for breathing, your immune system for protecting you. This gratitude tells your subconscious that your body is valuable and worth maintaining, prompting it to support health rather than allowing decline. The subconscious responds to safety. Chronic stress signals danger, and the subconscious prioritizes survival over healing. It diverts resources to immediate threats rather than long-term health. Creating a sense of safety through relaxation practices, meditation, and stress management allows the subconscious to shift from survival mode to healing mode. Prayer and spiritual practices also access healing through the subconscious. When you pray for healing, you engage the subconscious with faith and expectation of recovery. This faith activates placebo-like responses. The specific religious framework matters less than the genuine belief that healing is possible and supported by a power greater than yourself. Some illnesses serve subconscious purposes. They may allow escape from unwanted responsibilities, attract care and attention, or fulfill beliefs about deserving punishment. Until these underlying gains or beliefs are addressed, the subconscious may resist healing because illness is serving a psychological need. Honest self-examination of what illness provides can reveal these hidden dynamics. Forgiveness is profoundly healing. Holding resentment, anger, or bitterness creates chronic stress that the subconscious translates into physical tension and immune suppression. Forgiveness, whether of yourself or others, releases this burden. The body often responds with dramatic improvement when deep forgiveness occurs. Sleep is essential for physical healing. During sleep, the subconscious directs growth hormone release, tissue repair, and immune system strengthening. Chronic sleep deprivation impairs all healing processes. Prioritizing quality sleep gives your subconscious the time and conditions it needs to maintain and repair your body. Belief in your doctor and treatment enhances healing. If you trust your healthcare provider and believe in the treatment, your subconscious supports it. If you doubt or fear the treatment, your subconscious may resist or create side effects. This does not mean you should accept inadequate care, but within good medical practice, your belief amplifies effectiveness. The mind does not heal everything, and it is dangerous to blame people for illness as if they consciously created it. Many factors influence health, including genetics, environment, and chance. However, within these factors, your subconscious programming plays a significant role. You can work with your subconscious to support healing while also receiving appropriate medical care. Your body wants to be well. It is designed for health and constantly works toward balance. Subconscious beliefs can either support or interfere with this natural drive toward wellness. By consciously programming your subconscious with health-affirming beliefs, visualizations, and emotions, you become a partner with your body in the healing process. Begin today. Speak lovingly to your body. Visualize yourself in perfect health. Release old emotions that you have carried in your tissues. Trust your body's wisdom and your subconscious capacity to direct healing. Medicine may be necessary, but it works best when the deepest part of your mind is aligned with the intention to heal. Chapter 15. Emotional Imprinting and Trauma Release. Emotions are the language through which experiences imprint themselves upon your subconscious. A neutral event makes little impression. An event charged with intense emotion, joy, fear, grief, or rage carves itself deeply. This is why you remember emotionally significant moments from decades ago while forgetting countless mundane ones. Your subconscious marks emotional content as important. Traumatic experiences create particularly strong imprints because they involve overwhelming emotion combined with perceived threat. In these moments, the conscious mind often shuts down, unable to process what is happening. The experience bypasses conscious integration and lodges directly in the subconscious. Years later, you may consciously have forgotten the details, but your subconscious remembers and continues reacting as if the trauma is still occurring. This creates symptoms: hypervigilance, anxiety, avoidance, emotional reactivity, or numbness. You may logically know you are safe, but your body responds as if danger is present. This is your subconscious running old programming, triggering survival responses based on past trauma that has not been processed and released. Trauma stored in the subconscious also shapes beliefs and behaviors. A child who experienced neglect may develop the subconscious belief, "I am not important," or "I must not need anything from others." An adult who was betrayed may believe, "People cannot be trusted." These beliefs, forged in traumatic emotion, become lenses distorting all future experiences. Healing trauma requires more than understanding it intellectually. The trauma exists in the subconscious and the body as encoded memory. To release it, you must access the subconscious through somatic and emotional processes, not just cognitive ones. One approach is to carefully revisit the traumatic memory in a safe, supported environment, allowing the emotions held within it to surface and be expressed. This is the basis of exposure therapy and EMDR therapy for post-traumatic stress disorder. By re-experiencing the memory while safe, the subconscious can finally process what it could not process at the time. The emotional charge dissipates, and the memory loses its power to trigger present reactions. This work is best done with trained professionals, as it can be overwhelming to face stored trauma alone. Therapists skilled in trauma-informed approaches can guide the process safely, ensuring you are not re-traumatized but genuinely healing. Somatic approaches work directly with the body where trauma is stored. Trauma often manifests as chronic tension, held breath, or numbness in particular areas. By bringing awareness to these places and allowing the body to release through movement, shaking, or conscious relaxation, the trapped trauma begins to discharge. You may experience waves of emotion, crying, trembling, or heat. This is the subconscious releasing what it has held. EFT tapping combines gentle stimulation of acupressure points with focused attention on traumatic memories and emotions. This technique helps desensitize the emotional charge associated with the memory. As you tap while acknowledging the trauma, the subconscious gradually reclassifies the memory as no longer threatening. The emotional intensity decreases and new perspectives become possible. Writing about trauma can also facilitate release. Putting the experience into words engages the conscious mind in processing what was only held unconsciously. Stream of consciousness. Journaling, where you write without censoring, allows the subconscious to express itself. Often, insights emerge, connections are made, and the act of articulation itself begins the healing. Forgiveness practices, though difficult, release trauma by dissolving the emotional attachment to past harm. This does not mean condoning what happened or reconciling with those who caused harm. It means releasing the grip that resentment and anger have on your present life. Forgiveness is primarily for your own freedom, releasing you from carrying the weight of the past. Visualization can rewrite traumatic memories in the subconscious. While you cannot change what happened, you can change how the subconscious holds it. Visualize your younger self receiving protection, comfort, or support during the traumatic event. See a wise figure or your current self stepping in to provide what was lacking. This does not deny reality, but provides the emotional resolution your subconscious needed. Trauma also creates fragmentation. Parts of yourself split off to protect you from overwhelming pain. These parts remain frozen in the traumatic moment, carrying the emotions you could not process. Integration involves recognizing these parts, listening to their pain, and welcoming them back into your wholeness. Internal family systems therapy specializes in this approach. Not all difficult experiences are traumatic in the clinical sense, but many leave emotional imprints that shape subconscious programming. Heartbreak, failure, humiliation, loss. These create beliefs and patterns that persist long after the event. Releasing their emotional charge frees you from repeating old patterns. Creating safety in your present life helps the subconscious release the past. When your nervous system consistently experiences safety, the subconscious can finally let go of hypervigilance. Practices that calm the nervous system, deep breathing, meditation, time in nature, gentle movement, signal to your subconscious that the danger has passed. Patience with yourself is essential. Trauma release is not linear. You may feel worse before you feel better as stored emotions surface. You may heal in layers, releasing some trauma only to discover more beneath. This is normal. Healing is a process, not an event. Community and connection support trauma healing. Trauma often occurs in isolation and silence. Speaking your truth in the presence of compassionate witnesses, whether therapists, support groups, or trusted friends, helps the subconscious realize it is no longer alone with the pain. Your subconscious holds trauma not to punish you, but because it did not have the resources to process it at the time. Now, with awareness, support, and appropriate techniques, you can provide those resources. You can help your subconscious release what it has carried, freeing yourself to live from the present rather than the past. Emotional imprinting happens not only through trauma, but through all intense emotional experiences. Peak moments of joy, love, and triumph also imprint deeply, creating positive programming that supports you throughout life. Recall these positive imprints regularly, reinforcing their presence in your subconscious. Let them be the foundation from which you build. The work of trauma release and emotional healing transforms your subconscious landscape. Where once there were landmines of unprocessed pain, there can be cleared ground for new growth. Where fear once dominated, trust can emerge. You are not broken by your past. You are capable of healing, of integration, of wholeness. Your subconscious, given the right support, knows how to release what no longer serves and embrace what does. Chapter 16. The Creative Subconscious. Within the depths of your subconscious lies a creative intelligence that exceeds anything your conscious mind can produce. The greatest artists, inventors, scientists, and innovators throughout history have attributed their breakthroughs not to conscious effort, but to inspiration rising from somewhere beyond their waking awareness. They accessed the creative power of the subconscious. The subconscious thinks associatively rather than linearly. It connects seemingly unrelated concepts, leaping across logical gaps to create novel combinations. This is how innovation happens. Your conscious mind works step by step, following known paths. Your subconscious sees the entire landscape at once, finding shortcuts and connections invisible to conscious reasoning. Creative blocks occur when you try to force creativity through conscious effort alone. The harder you push, the more resistant the flow becomes. But when you relax, when you step back and allow the subconscious space to work, solutions and ideas arise effortlessly. This is why breakthroughs often come during walks, showers, or moments just before sleep. The conscious mind releases control, and the subconscious offers what it has been preparing. Many creatives develop rituals that access the subconscious. They work at specific times, in specific places, with specific practices that signal to their subconscious that creativity is welcome. Routine creates a channel through which the subconscious knows it can express. Beethoven walked at the same time daily. Maya Angelou rented hotel rooms to write. Rituals create the conditions for subconscious creativity to flow. The subconscious also needs raw material to work with. Feed it widely and deeply. Read broadly, experience diverse environments, engage with art and nature, have conversations with different perspectives. All of this information goes into your subconscious library. Later, when you need creative solutions, the subconscious draws from this vast database, combining elements in unexpected ways. Incubation is essential to the creative process. After consciously working on a problem, release it. Do not think about it. Engage in unrelated activities or sleep. Your subconscious continues processing in the background, often producing solutions when you return refreshed. Trying to solve everything through conscious effort exhausts you and limits access to subconscious resources. Dreams are extraordinarily creative. The surreal imagery and impossible scenarios that arise during sleep demonstrate the subconscious freed from waking constraints. Many creative people keep dream journals, mining their dreams for images, stories, and ideas. The subconscious speaks in symbol and metaphor during dreams, offering creative material the conscious mind might never generate. Brainstorming accesses creative subconscious by bypassing conscious censorship. When you generate ideas rapidly without judging them, you allow the subconscious to contribute freely. The first ideas are usually conscious, familiar, obvious. But as you push past those, the subconscious begins offering more unusual, interesting possibilities. Quantity leads to quality because it exhausts the conscious mind's store, making room for subconscious contribution. Play and experimentation unlock creative subconscious. When you approach a problem playfully rather than seriously, you remove pressure. The subconscious thrives in relaxed states. Children are highly creative because they play without self-consciousness. Adults can reclaim this by giving themselves permission to experiment without needing immediate results. Meditation enhances creativity by creating mental space. A cluttered mind has no room for new ideas to emerge. By clearing mental noise through meditation, you create openness. The subconscious has space to rise into awareness. Many meditators report insights arising during or immediately after practice, ideas that seem to appear from nowhere but were actually emerging from subconscious depths. Asking your subconscious directly for creative solutions works remarkably well. Before sleep, pose a question or creative challenge clearly. State it aloud or write it down. Tell your subconscious you need an answer, then release it and sleep. Often, you wake with the solution, either remembered from a dream or simply present as knowing. Your subconscious worked through the night, solving what your conscious mind could not. The flow state, where time disappears and you become one with your activity, is a state of subconscious dominance. The conscious, critical mind steps aside. The subconscious takes over, executing skill and creativity without interference. Athletes, musicians, and artists seek flow because in that state, they perform at their peak. You access flow by fully engaging in a challenging activity that matches your skill level, losing self-consciousness in the process. Constraints can paradoxically enhance creativity by focusing the subconscious. Unlimited options overwhelm. Limitations force creative problem-solving. Give your subconscious specific parameters. Write a story using only these 5 words. Design something with only these materials, and it will find ingenious solutions within those boundaries. The subconscious also knows your authentic, creative voice. Beneath imitation and influence lies your unique way of seeing and expressing. When you create from the subconscious, your work carries your essence. It is distinctive, original, resonant. Conscious creation often produces derivative work because it mimics what is already known. Subconscious creation births the genuinely new. Trust is essential for accessing creative subconscious. You must trust that ideas will come, that your subconscious is working even when you do not see results, that the process will unfold in its own timing. Doubt blocks the channel. Faith keeps it open. Trust, paradoxically, is not blind hope, but recognition that the subconscious has proven itself reliable. Remember past moments when solutions appeared unexpectedly, and trust it will happen again. Collaboration can access collective creative subconscious. When groups brainstorm or create together, their individual subconscious minds connect, generating ideas that no one person would produce alone. There is a synergy in group creativity that taps into something beyond individual consciousness. Document your ideas immediately when they arise from the subconscious. Creative insights are often fleeting. If you do not capture them, they slip away. Keep a notebook or recording device accessible. When inspiration strikes, honor it by preserving it. This practice also signals to your subconscious that you value its contributions, encouraging it to offer more. The creative subconscious is not separate from you. It is you, the deepest, most authentic part of your being expressing itself. When you align with it, creativity is not struggle, but flow. Ideas arise naturally. Problems solve themselves. You become a channel through which something greater expresses, and that something greater is your own unlimited subconscious mind. Nurture your creative subconscious by honoring it, by creating conditions for its expression, by trusting its process. Whether you consider yourself creative or not, you possess this power. It is innate, waiting for the opportunity to contribute. Give it that opportunity, and you will discover capabilities you never knew you had. Chapter 17. Integration. Living from Subconscious Mastery. All the techniques, all the understanding, all the practices around the subconscious mind converge toward one ultimate goal: integration. This is the state where conscious intention and subconscious power operate as one unified force. You no longer experience internal conflict, with one part of you wanting success while another sabotages it. Instead, your entire being moves in harmony toward your chosen direction. Integration begins with awareness. Throughout this journey, you have learned how your subconscious operates, how it was programmed, how it influences your reality. This awareness alone creates distance between you and your programming. You are not your beliefs. You are the consciousness that can observe and choose beliefs. This recognition is the foundation of freedom. Next comes deliberate reprogramming, using the methods discussed: affirmation, visualization, repetition, emotional release, sleep programming. You systematically replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. This is not a quick process. Deep patterns take time to shift, but each day of conscious practice moves you toward integration, where new patterns become as automatic as the old ones were. As integration progresses, you notice changes. Situations that once triggered reactive behavior no longer do. Opportunities you would have missed now catch your attention. Confidence replaces doubt. Abundance replaces lack. These are not external changes alone. They are reflections of internal transformation. Your subconscious has accepted new programming and is manifesting it through your perceptions, choices, and actions. Integration also involves healing fragmented parts of yourself. Trauma, suppressed emotions, and disowned qualities create internal division. Through the healing work of release and acceptance, these fragments are welcomed back. You become whole rather than scattered. With wholeness comes tremendous power because all of your energy moves in one direction instead of being divided by internal conflict. The integrated person does not live in constant battle with themselves. They experience natural ease. What they desire aligns with what they believe is possible. Their actions flow from clear intention rather than confused impulses. This does not mean life becomes problem-free, but challenges are met with resourcefulness rather than helplessness. Living from subconscious mastery means your default state supports your goals rather than undermining them. You do not have to constantly fight negative thoughts because your baseline programming is positive. You do not have to force motivation because you are naturally drawn toward your purpose. The subconscious, once an enemy working against you, becomes your greatest ally. This mastery also brings intuitive guidance. With conscious and subconscious aligned, you trust your inner knowing. Decisions become clearer. You sense which paths lead toward growth and which lead away. Life takes on a quality of synchronicity and flow that others might call luck, but which you recognize as alignment. Integration requires ongoing practice. The subconscious is not programmed once and then left alone. It continues absorbing information from your environment, experiences, and habitual thoughts. Maintenance is necessary. Regular meditation, periodic review of your beliefs, consistent affirmations. These practices keep your programming clean and aligned with your evolving self. Community supports integration. Surrounding yourself with people who also do inner work, who value consciousness and growth, reinforces your new patterns. They mirror the changes you are making, offering encouragement and accountability. Isolation makes integration harder because you lack external reflection of your internal transformation. Integration also means accepting imperfection. You will have days when old patterns resurface. You will make choices that contradict your intentions. This is normal. The path is not about flawless execution, but about overall trajectory. Each time you catch yourself falling into old programming, you have another opportunity to practice choosing differently. Over time, those choices become your new defaults. Gratitude accelerates integration. Appreciating the progress you have made, acknowledging the strength of your subconscious, and being grateful for the challenges that forced your growth. All of this reinforces positive programming. Gratitude tells your subconscious that you are already abundant, already blessed. The subconscious responds by maintaining and multiplying that state. Forgiveness also aids integration. Forgiving yourself for past mistakes, for the times you operated from limiting beliefs, frees energy that was locked in shame or regret. Forgiving others who contributed to your limiting programming releases resentment that binds you to the past. Forgiveness does not condone harm. It liberates you from carrying it forward. Service is a natural expression of integration. As you master your subconscious, you naturally want to help others do the same. Whether through teaching, example, or simply holding space for others' growth, you become a force for positive change. This service reinforces your own mastery because teaching deepens understanding. The integrated life is the awakened life. You are no longer sleepwalking through existence, driven by unconscious programs. You are consciously creating, deliberately choosing, actively directing the immense power of your subconscious mind. You become the author of your story rather than a character in a script written by others. This does not mean you control every outcome. Life contains elements beyond individual control. But even within constraints, you maintain sovereignty over your internal state and your responses. This internal freedom is the essence of mastery. No external circumstance can imprison you because you are not bound by reactive programming. Integration reveals that you are far more powerful than you imagined. The limitations you accepted were illusions maintained by subconscious programming. As you dissolve that programming and reclaim your innate capacity, you discover that the life you dreamed of is not only possible, but natural. You were always meant to live this way. You simply forgot, and now you are remembering. The journey from unconscious living to subconscious mastery is the hero's journey, the descent into the underworld of your own depths, the confrontation with shadows and monsters that are actually disowned parts of yourself, and the emergence with treasure, the integrated self. This is the ultimate adventure, the only one that truly matters. You stand now at the threshold. Behind you lies the person you were, bound by inherited programs and unconscious patterns. Before you lies the person you are becoming, empowered by understanding and practice. The threshold itself is this present moment, the eternal now, where change always occurs. Cross that threshold with courage. Commit to the practices that reprogram your subconscious. Trust the process, even when results are not immediately visible. And know that every step you take toward integration is a step toward freedom, toward power, toward the life you were always meant to live. Conclusion. The eternal journey. You have traveled through the landscape of the subconscious mind, exploring its mechanisms, its power, and the ways to harness it. But understanding is only the beginning. The real journey is the application of this knowledge to your daily life. Knowledge without practice is merely entertainment. Practice without consistency is merely experimentation. True transformation requires both understanding and sustained commitment. The subconscious mind is not a problem to be solved, but a power to be embraced. It is the bridge between your deepest self and your lived experience. When programmed with limitation, it becomes a prison. When programmed with possibility, it becomes a launch pad. The choice has always been yours, though you may not have known it. Everything you have learned here points to one central truth. You are not a victim of your past, your circumstances, or your unconscious programming. You are a creator, capable of reshaping the very foundation of your reality by working with the most powerful tool at your disposal, your own subconscious mind. The practices shared throughout this script, affirmation, visualization, repetition, emotional release, sleep programming, intuition development, trauma healing, creative access, all are pathways to the same destination, a life lived consciously, intentionally, powerfully. You need not master all of them. Choose the ones that resonate most deeply with you and practice them consistently. One method practiced diligently will serve you better than 10 methods attempted casually. Remember that transformation unfolds in layers. The first layer may be belief change. The next might be behavioral shift. Then emotional healing. Then creative awakening. Each layer builds upon the previous one. Do not rush. Trust the process. Your subconscious has its own wisdom about timing and sequence. There will be resistance. Old patterns do not surrender easily. Parts of you may sabotage your efforts, not out of malice, but out of fear. The familiar, even when painful, feels safer than the unknown. When resistance arises, meet it with compassion. It is simply a part of you that needs reassurance that change is safe. There will also be setbacks, days when old programming dominates, moments when you forget everything you have learned and react from fear or limitation. This is normal. The path of growth is not linear. What matters is not avoiding setbacks, but returning to practice after them. Each return strengthens your commitment and your capacity. Celebrate small victories. Notice when you respond differently to a trigger. Acknowledge when an opportunity appears that would have been invisible before. Appreciate when a visualization manifests in unexpected ways. These small signs are evidence that your subconscious is changing. They deserve recognition, for recognition reinforces the new patterns. Share what you learn with others, but only when invited. The timing of awakening is personal. Not everyone is ready to hear about the power of the subconscious. Respect where others are in their journey. Your example, your transformed life, will speak louder than any words. Living the principles is the most powerful teaching. Continue educating yourself. This script is a beginning, not an ending. Books, courses, teachers, and experiences will deepen your understanding. Remain curious. The subconscious is vast, and there is always more to discover. But beware of becoming a perpetual student who never applies knowledge. Balance learning with practice. Above all, trust yourself. You have within you everything needed for the life you desire. The subconscious mind is your partner, your power source, your connection to infinite intelligence. When you learn its language, honor its needs, and direct it consciously, there is no limit to what you can create. The power of the subconscious mind is not a theory. It is a lived reality that you can experience directly. Every moment offers an opportunity to work with this power. Every thought is a seed. Every image is a blueprint. Every emotion is programming. What will you choose to plant in the fertile soil of your subconscious? As you move forward from this moment, carry with you the understanding that you are never separate from the creative force of the universe. That force operates through you via your subconscious mind. When aligned, you become an instrument of manifestation, a channel of possibility, a living demonstration of what is achievable when human consciousness awakens to its true nature. The journey of subconscious mastery is the journey of self-mastery. It is the path of remembering who you truly are beneath the layers of conditioning. It is the reclamation of your power from the false beliefs that have held it hostage. It is the awakening from the dream of limitation into the reality of infinite potential. This is not the end, but the beginning. Every dawn offers a fresh opportunity to practice, to grow, to evolve. Every night offers a portal for deep programming. Every breath carries the possibility of transformation. You are not who you were yesterday. You are becoming who you will be tomorrow. And that becoming is shaped by what you impress upon your subconscious today. Go forward with courage. Trust the process. Practice the techniques. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate your progress. And know that as you master your subconscious mind, you master your life. The power was always yours. You are simply learning to use it consciously, deliberately, magnificently. The universe awaits your command. Your subconscious awaits your direction. Your future awaits your creation. All the tools have been given. All the knowledge has been shared. Now comes the most important part: action. Take what you have learned and apply it. Start today. Start now. Start with one small practice repeated daily, and as you do, you will discover what the masters throughout history have always known. That within you lies a power greater than any external force. That your thoughts shape your reality. That your beliefs become your experience. That your subconscious mind, when properly directed, can manifest miracles. This is your inheritance. This is your birthright. This is your power. Claim it, use it, and watch as your life transforms from the inside out, from the depths of your subconscious to the surface of your daily experience. The power of the subconscious mind is now in your hands. What will you create with it? The answer to that question will write the next chapter of your life. Make it a masterpiece, If you found value in this exploration of the subconscious mind, please like this video and subscribe to the Sacred Treasure channel for more consciousness-expanding content. Your support helps us continue creating transformative audiobooks that empower your journey of awakening. Remember, knowledge becomes power only when applied. Choose one practice from this audiobook and commit to it for the next 30 days. Your future self will thank you. Until next time, may your subconscious serve your highest vision.